You can't take it with you when you're gone, so how do you make the most of it while you are here? It's time for Your Money Matters with Sam and Dieter from Harness Financial.
Boys, lovely to see you again. It feels like it's been a while. You know? Which is not necessarily a good thing, or maybe a bit. Look, I just have to ask you, because I'm asking everyone this morning, what did you have in your school lunch? Biltong for you?
So in those days, you used to buy bread without any of the preservatives, and it used to be rock hard by day 2.
Okay.
So I used to have rock hard slices of bread with meat, which I just took off and threw the bread away.
Was the meat cooked or
just ham and things like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Definitely the occasional Marmite sandwich, but I used to ask for Marmite sandwiches with salt vinegar chips in them. Love it.
Look, a lot of people were coming yesterday. It's not a culinary experience I ever had.
Oh, man. Maybe I have to bring one in for you.
With salt and vinegar chips specifically.
Oh, yeah. Change your life. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you tried that, Dieter?
I haven't, but I've got a recipe for a Marmite cheese cake.
What?
No, have you?
It's fantastic.
Like a cheesecake.
All right.
Basically,
do they have Marmite in South Africa?
We do. But it's a lot sharper than it is here.
Okay,
Oh, really?
yeah, we've got wimpy Marmite, apparently.
Yeah.
Enough of that. And look, I suppose the school lunches are all about the cost of living, how much it costs to get, to feed the kids and get the kids lunch. And a whole lot of people, I think, looking at the cost of living, and it's causing a few people some problems.
Sure.
You want to talk about that today. By the way, people, if you want to ring in with a question, you want to text a question into the boys about your finances and what they're talking about, feel free. The lines are open, 0800 333 2283.
Yeah, so sort of a flashback to the last election cycle we always spoke about was the cost of living crisis, but it does actually have a real end in a real world scenario. So working with a lot of people, they've gone and looked at the numbers, they're feeling the crunch, they're feeling tight, and the first thing they do is they just go and make an uninformed decision to cut the things that are most important. So what we're going to look at today is don't shoot yourself in the foot and go for the things that seem unimportant, because when they really matter, they'll be the most important things that you cut. So I think, Sam, from a cover perspective, when people are cutting things, should they be doing that with advice, or should they just be doing that on their own and just winging it?
You know the answers to that question, Dieter. Yeah, always take advice. Always take advice, and take independent advice as well. Go to someone who has your best interests in mind. I guess an example that's very pertinent for me is just this week I was speaking to clients that were thinking about taking health insurance for their children off the table to reduce cost. And the thing is that the cover cost for a child is $44 a month to be covered for $600,000 of cover a year. And funnily enough, they had a $0 excess on that cover. Silly, because if they'd gone for a $2,000 excess, which they could afford, then they would save 50%. Same problem on their personal health insurance. They thought, oh, maybe I should cut it. But they hadn't thought, well, why don't I just put the excess up? Why don't I self-insure for the MRI, but rely on the insurance?
If the MRI is bad.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? It seems to me this is the thing. When money's tight, right, we sit there and go, what's immediate benefit to me? Does that affect me right now? The problem with a lot of financial products, financial planning, and with insurance is it is there for a rainy day, or you do not reap the benefits of that until somewhere over the immediate time horizon.
Yeah, there's a very good analogy. Many years ago when I was young and had hair and was good looking, I was a CEO, not a CEO, I was basically...
I'm prepared to accept that you had hair once.
I was basically sort of the CFO of a large national company in South Africa. And I just started, and the CEO said to me, if cash flow was tight, he said, if you ever come in here and just suggest we cut marketing, you might as well just pack up your laptop and leave. Because you cut your marketing, you've basically cut the throat of the business. So the same way that when it comes to personal stuff, we think those things don't matter. But I guarantee the people that are looking at $44 are probably spending $80 a month on coffees.
I was just checking what the technical term for self-cannibalism is. It's autosarcophagy. Autosarcophagy.
With
Yeah.
Marmite.
That's right.
Yeah.
The other thing too that that a lot of people don't realize is that there are ways you can structure your spending so that you win or you do better. So a huge number of Kiwis that have income protection, for example, are paying for income protection that's not tax deductible. But you can buy tax deductible income protection. Get 30% back in your tax return. And why wouldn't you? Well, need advice, you know. So many Kiwis are paying $2,000 or $3,000 more a year on the ACC levies as self-employed people when they don't need to. Advice required.
Yeah.
And when it comes to things like waiting periods,
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So the number of times that I see someone who has income protection with a wait period of 4 weeks or 8 weeks when they could actually afford to wait 13 weeks for it to kick in, it's mind-boggling. You save about 50% going from an 8-week wait to a 13-week wait. It's a self-insurance period. It's like an excess, but it's your self-insurance period. And then your income protection is going to pay you all the way to age 70, if that's what you choose.
Guys, can I ask how many people are coming to you, or if you noticed, do you get feedback from your clientele when costs are going up? I mean, can you tell it? I mean, when things are good, when the good times are rolling, everyone's buying product stuff for you. Do people come back and say, I can't afford that anymore? Or, guys, can you do me a better deal?
It's a good question. We are very careful and strategic around recommending cover that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And encouraging self-insurance where it should be set up. And on the investment side, the way that you plan investments for clients, the same sort of deal applies, isn't it?
yeah, so one of the most foundational, we've covered this before, but it is part of the same picture, is controlling your spending, setting up your bank accounts correctly. And even if you have an account for insurances and you're putting aside what you need in there on a regular basis, the problem is people who are still wasting money on all sorts of things and then saying things are tight.
Yeah.
There's still an Amazon Prime subscription, there's still coffee, there's still takeaways, there's still booze. Yes, we need booze, but let's say take that one. No. But yeah, there's
Hey,
stuff.
look, I've got a couple of questions that come in. Guys, my Kiwi Saver has been taxed at a high rate for the past 2 years and has now been corrected to a lower rate. Will that be reimbursed into my Kiwi Saver? I'm not quite too sure of the concept.
Yeah, so basically you need to choose your tax rate based on your salary and your income level. So that's the same as this 10.5, 17.5 or 28%.
Ah.
So if you've been sitting at 28%, but you're earning under that amount, no, they don't correct that. That'll just,
They are
Plus
so
money.
mean.
Yeah.
They are so mean.
and that's why it's one of those things you need to review, because it also catches you the other way. If you've been sitting at too low a tax threshold for too long, they'll come back and
Wait,
take
so
that
they
back.
come at you if you've underpaid, but they don't, give you anything back if you overpaid.
Yeah, it's called government.
Oh,
I must admit, remember you talked to me about Kiwi Saver? I thought, damn it, I'd just go to the high risk. It's really made a difference to the little graph that I'm getting in my statement every month. It was good advice. What do the boys think about the Barefoot Investor book? At least me did.
I've heard of it. I'm not too au fait with it, so I won't comment on that.
Yeah.
But I think it is.
Personally, I recommend wearing shoes.
Yeah.
But no, I am familiar with. There are some good principles in it.
Yeah.
But you want to get contextualized advice for where you live, and for the products and services available in the country that you're living in.
Yeah. Someone said here, isn't insurance really a luxury item in the current cost of living crisis? Your response to that statement, because I think many people would have that feeling.
Well, is life a luxury if you need treatment?
Over-insurance is a luxury item. It's also silly.
Yeah.
And over-insurance can look like a lot of different things. It can look like having a $0 excess on your house insurance when you should have a $2,000 excess. It can look like, actually, I'll put it this way. I have clients who are worth millions, and I tell them they should have health insurance. at a $10,000 excess.
Yeah.
So they can cover everything else,
Yeah.
but they don't want to have to fork out $400,000 to $600,000 a year on a non-farm act drug to stay alive.
Yeah.
That's eating into their wealth. And I have clients that are struggling, but still want that health insurance. They should also have a $10,000 excess, so that their Give a Little page, God forbid, is a $10,000 Give a Little page rather than a $400,000 Give a Little page.
Gotcha.
And so
Gotcha.
luxury, perhaps, but also you can be strategic around what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah. Look, here's a shout out for you, Dieter. Had a great chat to Dieter, who was excellent, very approachable, highly recommended. Stephen from Nelson. Remember Stephen from Nelson?
No, very much so.
I think I met
Great
Stephen
chat.
once when I was down in Nelson. He's a nice guy. I said to you, are you getting people ringing trying to downsize cover, downsize financial services?
We've been pretty fortunate in that we haven't had much of that. There's been a little bit, but it seems to be that most of the time our clients are really trying to hold on to things like insurance during these tough times. However, I will say, there are some sectors that are just really struggling, and an insurance company will actually be willing to give someone a payment holiday.
Okay, so there's actually room for negotiation when times are tough from companies as well.
That's right.
That's really, and I'd never thought about that, but banks do it, don't they? They'll give you a mortgage holiday to keep you business and keep you afloat.
You can normally do it once in the lifetime of the policy.
All right, and you would be good guys to know how that works and negotiate that, wouldn't you?
Yep.
All right, just some reminders. When people come to you for financial advice, you are licensed, you operate under a set of rules, you're not cowboys sitting there at the saloon.
Yeah, I wouldn't go so far as vaccinated, but
Yeah, totally. We are a safe pair of hands with a lot of experience, and we are registered and licensed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Guys, it feels like it's been such a long time. It feels like I'm meeting you again for the first time today. A reminder, how do people get hold of you and who does what? Who's the specialist in what?
So I am the investment retirement planning KiwiSaver specialist.
Yep.
And you can give me a call on 021 0268 7955.
That's Dieter.
Dieter. Peter with
And-
a D.
Yep.
Me, Sam, insurance advice. Can I say one more thing about insurance advice? Just want to say, if you're a business owner, perhaps it's time to transfer some of your personal insurance needs into the business. That would be tax deductible depending on the plan and the strategy. Think about it. We can help you with that. 027 3344 812.
And of course, harnessfinancial.co.nz. harnessfinancial.co.nz. Lovely to have you back in the studio. As I said, it's been, because I've been travelling and stuff, it's been a long time. That is the boys from Harness Financial. We've got a nice little outro for you too.
Your Money Matters with Sam and Dieter from Harness Financial. To make the most out of your money, visit harnessfinancial.co.nz.